Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. And just like that, Bitcoin back on track, guys. Bitcoin right now trading at $31,300. Yesterday, we did see probably one of the scariest red days that we have seen in a while because we were getting dangerously low right in and around here, right? That support level that Bitcoin has been holding for a few months now. And, some were saying that, and, myself included, if we get below this $30,000 level, well, then the story has changed for the crypto space. However, guys, look at what happened. Okay, that $30,000 support level was maintained in and around here. Whoops. In and around here, that $30,000 level was maintained. What did I get on here? Text. I mean, we did see Bitcoin dip down dangerously in the $29,000 level, but from there, what did we see from there? Bitcoin price just kind of pump out of there, and now it's up to 31,300. So since this low, this most recent low, it is up about 7%. And the same thing has happened with altcoins as well, guys. I have XRP here on the hourly as well. And, XRP has come up about 7% as well, 6.82, so roughly 7%. We are now seeing coins in the cryptocurrency space finding their new support level based on Bitcoin's $30,000 support level. So I'm just going to bring up Bitcoin again right over here and throw that on there, get rid of that. So really interesting to see that. And so, the theory remains, right? $30,000, the ultimate support at this moment in time for Bitcoin, that's got to keep holding, right? There's still quite a few bullish analysts in this market and technical analysis experts suggesting Bitcoin will go higher. Myself included, I'm not giving up on this market yet. I do think that there is still a bullish case for Bitcoin and the rest of cryptocurrency. So yes, a bit of a scary day yesterday. I have this one friend who I got into XRP about 2 years ago now, and he bought XRP, he got some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some other coins. Anyway, every time I get a text from him, it's on either extreme, right? It's when the market is either rallying hard or dumping hard. And, I always love his reaction when he texts me. It's always like, we're taking a bloodbath, eh? Ha ha ha. Or we're going to be retired tomorrow, eh? Ha ha ha. It's always this kind of consistent tone of he gets it. Markets see highs, markets see lows. And, you just got to keep a stable, focused viewpoint on what's going on in cryptocurrency. Don't get too emotional about it. So I thought this was a great recovery today, a green day today for Bitcoin and the rest of altcoins. Michael at Val5Links has posted this. So just another factor here pointing to the fact that we are doing the right thing, guys. Many institutions will own cryptocurrency by the year 2026. So a number of institutional investors, wealth managers, foundations, and so on that own crypto assets has grown dramatically and will continue to do so in the future, according to a new survey, and that was from Fidelity Digital Assets. According to the survey, 70% of investors, or rather institutional investors, intend to buy or invest in digital assets in the near future, with over 90% of them planning to do so by the year 2026. So it's interesting that they have a such a long-term outlook as to, we definitely plan to buy digital assets by the year 2026. It's like, by the year 2026, a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to be way more expensive than they are today. And, I guess, the institutions, they have a very formulated, very calculated path to how they plan on purchasing cryptocurrencies for an investment, especially, considering they have clients to worry about here. But it's interesting to see that, 90% of them are planning to do so by 2026. So, not everybody has jumped into the pool. However, we do know this has been a great time for institutional investors to have accumulated. Over the last couple of months, we have been reading reports of institutions accumulating all in here. And so this is another reason, guys, they wouldn't be accumulating in there if the market was going to continue to go down. So another reason just to be bullish on cryptocurrencies as a whole. If you guys are an XRP investor, you likely heard this news on Twitter yesterday. If you registered for Flare before the December 12, 2020 snapshot, you will also get Songbird. When you get Flare in the next 6 weeks, Flare will be releasing a canary network for Flare called Songbird. Polkadot is the originator of the network concept. This coming from BondCrypt XRP. Now, some people in the community excited about this, some people very frustrated about this, and I'm going to go over some of this, guys, and I'm going to kind of, look at both sides, see why people may be a little frustrated, and, just kind of assess this. Is this a stall tactic? what's going on here? So basically, here is the official announcement. Flare, we are excited to release our updated plans on the development of the Flare network. At Flare, we have been conducting extensive testing of the network and the various core Flare protocols that are intended to provide utility. Our testing has now reached a point with many elements where little more can be understood from further testing on an isolated test network. We will now progress to live testing on an operational blockchain in an adversarial environment. In the next 6 weeks, we will be releasing Canary network for Flare called Songbird. So this sounds to me like they are almost saying, okay, well, we did what we could with this. Now we're going to test this, and now we're going to divert your attention away from FLR and to Canary, which is Songbird SNG. A Canary network is an operational blockchain with a defined and hence scarce token supply that is intended to be used to test features of a related mainnet. On the Canary network, users have a balance that cannot just be replenished at will. This is a contrast to the testnet, which generally has an unlimited token supply available in increments to any user through a faucet. So it gives a little bit more information about that. What is the purpose of Songbird? So it is the Canary network for Flare. It will have two distinct phases. Prior to the launch of Flare, Songbird will be instrumental in the continued testing of the Flare time series oracle, the state connector in the F-asset system, and the network architecture. So they are using this network to continue to test Flare, which they have been doing now for a while. And I get it, guys. I get that you want your FLR tokens, but the testing phase is necessary for these networks to remain stable, remain reliable, so that we can derive value from them. Because, think about it. If the network goes out there and falls flat on its butt, who's going to use it? Who's going to trust it? Who's going to thus care about the cryptocurrencies associated with it? And therefore, those cryptocurrencies will not have value. So the FTSO and F-assets protocol will be live on Songbird with F-assets generated from the underlying tokens. A little bit more about that. Post-Flare launch, Songbird is intended to be a long-term network for testing governance-led changes to Flare, such as incorporation of new F-assets, changes to the FTSO, F-asset system, or any other network change. And so a little bit more about why they are doing this. Again, guys, I will link this resource in the description of the video if you are interested. With regards to that Songbird token, though, here's interesting news coming from Flare. Songbird, or SGB, will be distributed once only, and in the same ratio to all the same recipients of the FLR distribution. So what they are saying here is that if you guys were set up for that snapshot in December of 2020 and you claimed FLR tokens, you don't have to do anything else. You are also eligible to claim SGB tokens, Songbird tokens. So total starting supply will be 15 billion with initial inflation of 10% per annum through the FTSO and validated reward system. This means that for every 1 XRP that you guys held at the time of the snapshot, you will receive 0.1511 SGB, and that will be allocated to you. So I get it. I get while reading this, it almost sounds like they are deferring from, the main point here, which was, Flare, FLR. We were expecting to receive our FLR tokens plus or minus 2 or 3 weeks from, I believe the initial time frame was June of 2021. Now it's been plus 2 to 3 weeks. All right, we're now nearing the end of July and we still have not received our FLR tokens. And I know everybody in the XRP community, well, not everybody, but some people in the XRP community have been questioning this. Why have we not received our FLR tokens? Now they're coming out with this on July 20th saying, okay, here's another thing. Look at this flashy object, SGB, Songbird. Now pay attention to this. Look, you're going to get more tokens, guys. So I get it. I get why some people in the XRP community are a little frustrated with this, especially when we've been tracking the price, or at least the IOU price of FLR to USD, and now we're seeing it here at about 95 cents USD. We saw it rally all the way up to over $2 per FLR token. And again, this is not a price based on market trading activity. This is just the IOU price. But, people are getting excited about this. People are thinking, look, free money, free money, free money. I've been holding XRP for a long time, and I feel like a lot of people have been feeling very shafted by, XRP, specifically because of this lawsuit. And, maybe some of them were thinking to themselves, maybe, the Spark token will be my kind of, get out of jail free card. I deserve a break here considering all the turmoil I've been through because I've been holding XRP. So emotions aside, we got to put our emotions aside and we got to see what's actually happening here. Okay, so this from ftso.uk, introducing Songbird from Flare Networks. So just giving us some bite-sized bite-sized, digestible information here. SGB token symbol. Songbird will have its own token, which will be distributed once only and in the same ratio to all the same recipients of the Flare distribution. So again, it's 0.1511 SGB to 1 XRP that you guys hold. And there will be a 15 billion token supply, total starting supply, 15 billion. There will be no predefined mining reward pools. Instead, the supply will remain with the Flare Foundation. 10% inflation rate, so the inflation rate of 10% per annum will be through the FTSO and validator reward system controlled by governance. And this is happening in about 6 weeks' time. In the next 6 weeks, Flare will be releasing the Songbird network. Songbird will launch first as a pure EVM smart contract network. Flare will launch after substantial testing of all systems on Songbird. So now we're being put off another roughly, not even giving us a hard deadline, roughly 6 weeks. And from that point forward, Flare will launch after substantial testing of all systems on Songbird. So 6 weeks from now, that essentially brings us to the beginning of September 2021. And we were assuming we would get our Spark tokens by June or July latest of 2021. So pushing this off 2 months. What's going on here? Why are they trying to divert our attention? Digital Asset Investor posted this just yesterday. This has to be a joke. Flare launch after substantial testing of all systems on Songbird with the current final security audit scheduled to finish at the end of September. So Digital Asset Investor, he's not too terribly happy about this. Mickey B. Fresh down here saying, I'm embarrassed for you, DAI. An OG top crypto influencer displaying how he couldn't comprehend with huge enhancement with the Canary network Songbird is an enhancement for all users of Flare. Joke is on DAI. At least read the whole blog before writing sarcastic comments. Real XRP boy down here saying, measure twice, cut once. Clarity around crypto would be nice too. Onward. Versus down here frustrated saying, this is measure 10 times and cut none. Replying to Digital Asset Investor Mr. 5am saying either this Flare project is a huge joke or scam, or they want to support XRP hodlers through the next bear market with monthly airdrops. So think of it from that perspective, actually. That's interesting. I highly believe that we will have the market peak around September, which works great with what they project. So let's not forget this new timeline happening in about 6 weeks, beginning of September. And so what have I been predicting with regards to the uptick with this cryptocurrency market? I'm zoomed out on XRP here, guys, on the daily. And just to remind you guys where this market could go, following this fractal pattern, okay, with regards to XRP from a rough time perspective. Now, the fact is we haven't seen this fractal play out exactly in terms of price levels, right? Because this would have bottomed out in and around here if it were to mimic 2017. However, we are now bottomed down here. So that is a differential of about 30%, so nothing to ignore. However, look at what is lining up here, guys. Time frame from this, we are off. This was off by a little bit, but look, we are lining up here. Now we're seeing a bullish day. We're seeing bullish momentum in the space. So this fractal pattern from a time perspective looks to be, somewhat on track. I don't want to say that too early because, of course, anything could happen, and I don't like to predict time because that's one of those factors that we just cannot rely on. Nevertheless, if we are to look at this from a time perspective, this would bring us from the top over here, which was back in April of 2021, bring it over 208 days, which would bring us to November 2021 before we finally see that breakout for XRP, right? Bringing us all the way up to these new levels where we could possibly see XRP, anywhere between $10 to $15. In this case, with regards to this fractal pattern on this particular exchange, it is estimated it could reach $14. So that would be in the last quarter of 2021. So just back to this peaking around September, that would be the beginning of the run. So if we were to go back here just to kind of see where September is, in this time frame, we would see this would be September roughly, so the end of August, and September would kind of last in and around here. So, coming out of this pattern, coming out of this, kind of in the middle of this Nike swoosh, coming out of this, we're making higher lows, and then finally by here, we would see liftoff. So this is the time frame that we're looking at here. Mickey B. Fresh saying, stop speculating about baseless theories without having a clue about the market conditions. They are irrelevant to launch. So, people here getting a little testy, waiting for their FLR. There are other people understanding, this is not about the price of the token so that you can cash out. This is about utility. This is about something way larger, something that we can benefit from way more as we keep moving forward. So Martin Volk here, kind of questioning this, asking Hugo Fillion 2 questions after reading your latest blog introducing Songbird, the canary network for Flare, and in particular the following sections, quote, if you claimed your FLR through an exchange, will they receive SGB on your behalf? And he keeps going on, am I correct in thinking that all of the supporting exchanges will receive SGB and that there will be nothing extra that they need to set up in order to make this happen? Whatever they agreed upon up front in order to receive FLR is enough. So him just asking this, with regards to, we had to set up our Ledger Nanos when we wanted to claim Spark tokens, and Martin Volk just kind of clarifying or asking Hugo Fillion, do we have to do anything else to claim SGB? Quote, he says, the other thing he says, you will need to ask them to distribute it to you. Martin asks then, although we need to ask them to distribute, it would be helpful to know if they agreed to do so when deciding to support Spark. I'm trying to understand if distribution is expected or if they could keep the SGB. Thanks in advance. Appreciate all your hard work. And so some questions I'm sure that, also have the XRP community kind of scratching their head, okay, so there's this Songbird thing. Do I have to do anything else? And I can get that there's probably a feeling of anxiety in the XRP community. This thing's just kind of thrown at us and we don't know what to expect. So Flare community here on Twitter at CommunityFlare posting a thread here. And, here's kind of where I'm falling within this. There is so much negativity I'm hearing today, and I feel it because people have not fully understood the role of Songbird. So let me explain it with a few name changes and tell me how you feel about it then. So let me read you guys this thread. He says, let us imagine that Songbird was instead called Flare. Yay, everybody is happy again. You have a network which is fully functional, and you get your free tokens and you can interact with the various decentralized applications and earn from it. Let us imagine during this time developers were observing the network, finding vulnerabilities and fixing them to improve stability and safety for the user. Great. We have a better functioning, safer network for everybody. Let us imagine they announced Flare 2.0, an improved version with all the fixes that have been implemented prior to Flare. You get another airdrop, new tokens for Flare 2.0, everyone is happy, plus the network is much safer. All right, so picture this scenario. This is all good, right? Let us now imagine Flare is running in parallel to Flare 2.0, allowing for experimental changes in testing of dApps before migrating them to Flare 2.0. New features are developed and tested on an independent network before integrating with 2.0. Sounds good? Now go back and read the thread again. Replace Flare with Songbird and Flare 2.0 with Flare. It's the exact same. You may think of Songbird as a testnet. It is not. It is a canary network, a fully functioning network with real assets where you can earn real yield. Yes, new functionality will be tested on Songbird, but this does not make it a testnet. With this comes a risk which people should acknowledge, but also understand that networks holding value will always be a target for malicious actors, even the ones which exist today. His rant is over. He is out. Mickey B. Fresh responding to this. It's a minority of the community who are only focused on price of tokens and market cycles and not aware of the mechanics of the Flare network. I'm happy that there are a majority of people who are in lockstep with the Flare network vision and recognize the benefits of Songbird. Flare community saying, I agree. It's refreshing to see so many people embracing this news and seeing its worth. Sadly, the odd negative comment which catches my eye every so often. But as you say, Mickey, the majority are well informed. So, for the people who are just concerned about price, you gotta wait a little longer. The good news is you're getting more tokens for free for doing absolutely nothing. The bad news for you, yes, you have to wait a little longer. But overall, the bigger picture, this is better for utility. This is better to get it right the first time rather than stumbling and for it to crash and fall flat on its face. I can understand that you guys feel like, the Flare networks have just kind of, dumped this on us and now what should we expect? But the fact of the matter remains, guys, you are in a good position overall. First, you're invested in XRP. You are going to receive free Spark tokens. And now you're also going to receive free Songbird tokens. So as a long-term XRP hodler, you will now be receiving FLR, DFLR, SGB, 3 tokens with uncapped potential. XRP may still yet have one of the worst track records, but zoom out and peer into the future. It will be the greatest investment that anyone could have ever made. This coming from Genie at Reborn13 on Twitter. And Niche Bucks down here also just kind of putting out this statement for the complainers. If the Songbird and Flare relationship is anything like the Polkadot and Kusama relationship, SGB will be worth more than FLR. So let's put this into perspective. KSM went from 87 cents to $600 in 1.5 years. If you are an XRP hodler who did the snapshot, you get it for free. Just remember that, guys. Put things into perspective. Martin Valk here also kind of, capping this off with a positive note. Getting it right is more important than getting it right now. Thank you, Hugo Fillion and the rest of the Flare networks for your hard work. It is much appreciated. So guys, I am going to link all these tweet threads in the description if you want to review, read further other people's opinions on this. Some heavy hitters in the community really kind of drilling down, giving their 2 cents. Mickey B. Fresh, got to thank him. Flare community here on Twitter at Community Flare. Of course, we've got Niche Bucks, Martin Valk, Genie at Reborn13. I will also link all the official documents here from the Flare Network, the Songbird page that was just released yesterday. So boom, guys, there you have it. SGB, a stall tactic? I don't think so. Just another measure put in place so that the Flare networks get it right, so that we will be able to derive the maximum value from the tokens we hold. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.